Numeric separators in JavaScript can make large number literals much easier to read. In this code, for instance, we can see that a large number is being used, but it's not immediately clear what the value of this number actually is. We'd have to go and count the digits here and see that there are 7 digits to figure out that the value is 1 million. Now we can use numeric separators to make this a lot more clear. A numeric separator is an underscore character that you add anywhere within the number literal to make the meaning of that number more obvious. So I can go into my number and I'm just going to add numeric separators every 3 digits here. So I'll go add one here. Again, just adding this underscore, which is the numeric separator. You can see that it is now much more obvious that this is a value of 1 million by looking at the grouping of these digits here. Now, the key thing about these numeric separators is that they do not affect the value of the number itself. This has the exact same value as we had before when all the digits were grouped together. We're just going and making the literal here a little bit easier to read. Another key thing is that you can place these numeric separators however you'd like. So oftentimes you'll see them placed every 3 digits or so, but there's no actual requirement that you go and do that. So I could have one every character if I really wanted to go a little crazy here. That might be a little too much. You can just go and figure out whatever scheme you find is most helpful for expressing the meaning of the number. So oftentimes you'll see something like this, where you're grouping things every 3 characters and then leaving the last group with the final character as part of that group instead of having it on its own. The only requirements to be aware of with these numeric separators is that they cannot appear as either the first or last character. So I couldn't have something like underscore here. That is not going to be valid. And I can't have an underscore at the end. That is also not going to be valid. Now, these numeric separators also work inside of the fractional parts of numbers. So if I was wanting to have a fractional part of my number, I can go and add these numeric separators here as well. So here I'm adding the fractional part, and every 3 digits here, I can just go and add those numeric separators and get my value. They even work when you're declaring hex numbers. So if I'm declaring a hex number here, so I'll say 0x and then some hex characters, so A, B, C, and then I can use one of my numeric separators, so the underscore character again, to go and group these hex characters together and again make the number of hex digits here a little bit more obvious. So you can use these numeric literals or numeric separators inside of hex literals as well. So that's an introduction to numeric separators in JavaScript. If you find yourself writing out a long number literal, I highly encourage you to use some of these separators to make the value of that number more obvious.